Hello, I'm Lisa here with your reading for the week from Sunday, February 26th to Saturday, March 4th. So it starts out with the energy of the hermit. And so what was really bright is the lantern, and like this is the way forward, and it seemed almost like his weight is on this left foot ready to step forward. So it's been very comfortable in your little hidey hole, learning and researching and doing all the things, but it seems like Spirit is calling you forward this week to not just share what you know, but to offer it as information that isn't going to hit people over the head, like asking questions, but really truly bringing forward what you know, and not just kind of hanging back where it's quiet and it's easy and nobody, you're kind of unsuspecting in this area of your life. And moving on, and there's a lot of intense energy this week. There's a lot of major arcana cards, and there's a lot of fire cards. So we're moving and shaking this week, guys. So the next card is the balance card, and oftentimes when I look at this, I'm really struck because it seems almost like the energy is flowing upwards to me, but she's got one foot in the water, which is emotions, and she's got a rainbow of different energies that she's calling upon. This card to me feels like you are bringing your information up, but it's going to be important for you to not just crowdsource your opinion, but to ask different people what they think about particular things that you're considering. So it isn't necessarily that you're asking for somebody's way forward, but you're just asking about what they're feeling about a certain situation that isn't going as you expected it to go. And so then that's Monday, and then Tuesday we're looking at the Ace of Water. And so as I look at this little girl, she's got this little goblet, and she's got this beautiful water in front of her with these lotus blossom types of things. And so to me also the angel's face was a little like it wasn't as clear as what some of the angel faces look like on the cards to me. So it's like while she could still feel her angel's love around her, it was starting to fade. So when we're first born, we have the energy of Spirit around us. It's so tangible. We are in perfect communication, and then as we start to operate in this frequency, that fades away, and there's almost like a loss of some of the things that we knew when we got here. And that's what we're looking at. It was retrieving some of the information that we knew to be true at this point in the game. We were really well versed with what our purpose was going to be. We knew exactly what Spirit was around and how to ask Spirit for help. And so this is really stepping back on Tuesday into our divine purpose and joy, and the apple trees are really bright to me. So it's like having this safe adventure that we had as a child, and this knowingness that we were always going to have our needs taken care of. Like this is a big part of what's going on energetically this week, connecting back with that information of purpose and what is possible for us. And then Thursday is time to mean business. So there's some kind of role that we're going to step into leadership wise. So sometimes this just looks like somebody to me that you're going to call and ask out, like, you know, like a father figure or a boss, someone of authority. But this is really, as I'm looking at the throne that he's sitting on, this is us asking to be the authority on something in our own lives this week. And while we have the authority, and that's kind of funny because it's like deet, 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 deet a couple times this week. So it's like you have the information, but ask for other people's opinion. Play the leadership role, but have a beginner's mind about it. And so it's like recognize inside of yourself this information and your personal power, but don't be afraid to ask for suggestions, because it can leave us blind when we don't, and we don't want to be blindsided with some of the information that could help us to really move forward effectively. And so Friday, Saturday, on into next Sunday, because I got extra cards that came out, is so you have to watch out for being too tired, extending too much energy, not having a balance in mind, body, and spirit. Like, she's got all of this work done, and the money is shining, like she's got all these projects, and yet she's exhausted and her dishes are all dirty. So the funny thing is this card came out, and then the next two came out together, but this is the arrows that she has gathered up and she did all this work for. They're flinging out into the world on Saturday. From Friday into Saturday, those arrows are flinging out into the universe. They're having their impact, and there is going to be a lot of moving and shaking on Friday and Saturday. They're going to feel like there's just more movement going on. You're going to see some of the results of the projects you started. But then I feel like also with Saturday, Sunday, because these two cards came up together, the Eight of Fire and the Queen of Fire came up upside down, and I don't often read cards upside down, but what this feels like to me exactly is that there's somebody that could just go doink, and this big thing is just resolved. So there's somebody that is going to be important for you to reach out to help for, because there's something about what is making you so darn tired is not asking for all of the help that you could ask for. And I don't feel like there's necessarily strings attached with this particular person, because I don't think she's going to think a thing about it, because I just literally see this tink and it's done. There's no I told you so's, there's none of that. It's just asking for the help from a really strong female who is well versed in that area that you are trying to put energy out into the universe for a project. So that's the reading I have for this week. And if you have selected Archangel number 1, then you have Archangel Zadkiel. And this is all about teaching and learning. And so it feels to me like you don't, if this is your angel, that it isn't necessarily your tendency to think about yourself as a teacher, but you have been plugging away with your spiritual pursuits and growth for a long time. So don't hesitate to share that with other people. Just, however it might come up in conversation, and that's what you can even say to Archangel Zadkiel. Hey, if there's somebody that I can help, allow it to come up in conversation naturally, and I'm happy to share. Now, Archangel Zadkiel is also someone that you can call on for divine knowledge. Hey, I've been really researching this, and I'm wondering about this. Lots of times he doesn't just say, doink, here's your answer. It lots of times formulates as a question that gives you a new way of looking at the issue, so that you can then research in a different way with fresh eyes. If you have Archangel number 2, you have Archangel Raphael. He is here reminding us to just breathe. Take several deep breaths, exhale slowly to awaken your energy and release old patterns. Our breath is such a powerful tool, often underappreciated when it comes to regulating any kind of anxiety or anything like that. It is so helpful. If you have Archangel number 3, you have Archangel Jophiel, who is reminding us to go outdoors. And so she's got this single rose in her hands, and she has like the ton of roses behind her. So sometimes in the areas where we live in the north, it's hard to go out. We think it's hard to go outside because it's unpleasant. We have to really bundle up, and the cold is really uncomfortable. But she's saying that a little bit, even though when we really love is to be outside in the summertime, when we want to be out for a long time, every little bit counts. It's going to help renew your energy. You're going to just feel better in your mood. Breathe in some fresh air. So she's saying that some is better than nothing. So that is your reading for the week. If you're interested in a personal reading, you can message me on Facebook, or how to get a hold of me is in the About section on YouTube. Take good care. I hope you have a great week, guys. Thanks.